What's wrong with men treating women like sex objects?
When women are advertising themselves sexually, that was the rest of that statement. And it was said with confidence, almost as if it was meant to be rhetorical. But there is an answer to your question. And it begins with a young teenage black male holding a can of Arizona and a bag of Skittles, wearing a hoodie in what is considered a non-black neighborhood, being stalked by a much older non-white man who views his attire as an advertisement that he is a criminal. No, I'm sorry, not just a criminal, an imminent threat to his life and limb. When young black men are advertising themselves as imminent threats to non-black people, what could ever be wrong with upstanding citizens preemptively acting in self-defense? Using your logic? Absolutely nothing. But that's not right, is it? Because Trayvon Martin wasn't advertising anything. He was just trying to get home that night. And he was wearing what made him comfortable, what he wanted to wear, because that's his right. The assailant, based on his own unconscious bias and racism, interpreted the image of a young black male as criminal and violent because he's racist. And this is the same for a man who looks upon a woman however she's dressed and takes that as an advertisement to him for anything. If you see a woman wearing what you consider a scantily clad outfit and you take that as an advertisement and invitation to treat her like an object, it is because of your unconscious bias and your misogyny. Have you ever heard of a headline, a slogan, a call to action, a list of benefits? These are all components of an advertisement. Images and packaging by themselves do not make an advertisement. They only make assumptions. And if you are the type of man that would treat a woman like an object because you perceive her as advertising herself sexually, it has nothing to do with what she's wearing and everything to do with you, because your perception of her sexual expression is completely and entirely arbitrary. And what you think is edgy and tantalizing and risque, a woman could be completely covered to the point that you can only see her eyes peeking at you, and she could still be accused of tempting a man, of asking for it. I wonder if this is what happens when a man with an avoidant attachment style is saturated in sexism and a prolonged exposure to a patriarch that pats him on the back for being distant and dismissive to the women in his life. My friend, we can both do better. Realize that how you treat other people says something about you and not the other person. Hoping this lifts you up.